right, let's get cozy. It's brought it back.
What?
I've brought it back.
Oh yeah, I think Let's Get Cozy's here to stay. I like it. Apart from when we go into the summer months, it might not be as...
You can get cozy in the summer.
Yeah, true.
It's a different kind of cozy, isn't it?
Yeah. Cozy's always good.
Yeah.
You always want to be cozy. Hello everyone, welcome back to That Gym Couple podcast. Oh, Callum, when are we going to master this? You're supposed to say hosted. We discussed this last week.
I
Hosted
apologise.
by-
Right, let's go.
Seriously, we're going to master it this week. Hello everyone, welcome back to That Gym Couple podcast.
Hosted by yours truly, Callum and Lucy.
The best. And this
Who's
is
the best?
episode...
You the best.
Yeah.
We the best music.
Oh my God. No, we're the best. Welcome back to episode 5. Is it episode 5?
It is episode 5, yeah.
Wow. That's pretty good.
That's quite good going.
We've made it to episode 5. Let's hope that the camera stays rolling the whole episode.
If we get another no footage video thingy again this time, I can only apologise.
I mean, it's not the end of the world, as we said last week. I think most people do listen on Spotify, so it's actually not that bad. But
I've just got to keep an eye on two things now. Sorry.
it'd be
Let me
great if you also
speak
spoke
into the mic.
Yeah.
I've got to keep an eye on two things now.
No, because when I watch it back, all I see is you going like this. Like, it's really distracting. We should be wearing headphones. That's how you monitor your audio, isn't it?
Well, actually, you have a mixing
Mixer.
desk.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do season 1 of That Gym Couple podcast. And then maybe by season 2, we would have upped our game.
Yeah, well, we can't go much worse.
That's very true. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we'll have a new house with a room designated for recording the podcast. We'll have all the right tech.
I mean, that's quite bougie to have a whole room for the podcast.
No, I just mean like our spare room could be also a podcast room.
We are looking, by the way, this isn't like hub, we're just looking for
Yeah.
places to live at the moment, potentially, to move in together.
Yeah.
Which will make things a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it's bad now, because I live 300 metres down the road from you, so
It's actually ideal.
yeah.
It's like having like your family's baby or dog. Like, you get to have it when you want it, and then you get to like
Your
say
family's
goodbye.
baby or dog?
Yeah, like if a baby, you get to see it when it's all lovely, and then when it starts crying, like send it back. Like when you annoy me, just send you back over there.
Do you mean when I annoy you? I don't annoy you.
No, you never annoy me.
You, on the other hand.
Anyway, let's get straight into this podcast. Let's get straight into it. This episode is going to be all about us giving you... Yeah, that sounded weird. Us giving our best advice, tips, if you're getting started on your fitness journey, or not even getting started, just in your fitness journey, struggling, or just anything that we've picked up along the way that we've found helpful. I think we're going to try and keep it to kind of 3 key bits of advice each. Otherwise, we would literally be here all night, because we've learned a lot. We've made a lot of mistakes ourselves, and nearly given up a lot of times probably as well. So yeah, I hope this will help some people.
At least try and figure out what they're going to do. It's
Yeah.
probably a good time as well for a lot of people who might be listening who aren't sure how to get started, coming towards the new year, and hopefully if you can pick up 1 or 2 pieces of advice from this,
Yeah.
that'd be fantastic. Let us know if you do.
Yeah,
If anything
also,
helps.
I wanted to quickly say before we get properly into the episode, just wanted to thank everyone so much for all the lovely comments and messages, and even people that we've seen out and about and in the gym giving lovely comments about the podcast.
Yeah, like every other day I get someone come up to me and they're like, hey, really enjoying the podcast.
Oh, that's
I'm
so
like,
nice.
oh, that's
Yeah, like my clients will message me. I'll be doing their check-ins and they're like, it's my new favourite podcast, or I listen to it while I'm washing up or cooking or in the gym. So it's very nice. And someone even said to you today
my clients, Zach, he was like, listen to you at work and, really enjoying it. And it kind of shows you guys in a different light and makes you kind of feel a little bit more
human.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, which is exactly why we started the podcast, to show people that we are not perfect, and we might look like we have it together all the time, because that's what social media probably shows, but
when I
don't.
post.
Yeah, if Callum ever posts on Instagram.
Yeah.
But yeah, we definitely don't. We are just normal people, as we said at the start, just trying to figure it out. So yeah, it's really nice to hear that some of you are enjoying it.
Yeah.
And we just hope we get even more of that.
Yeah, drop us a like if you do.
Yeah.
It goes a long way, and obviously you don't have to comment or send anything in, but just the likes alone, the follows, they do mean a lot, because it means that people are actively engaging with us.
And maybe if you give us a like or a follow or a subscribe, we'll be able to upgrade to a better setup.
Exactly, yeah.
Because, we know that people are actually enjoying it.
I know my mum shared our latest podcast on
Thank you.
Facebook or something.
Amazing.
So thanks,
Can
Mum.
always rely on the mums.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Do you want to go first? You could do your
Should
first
we do
one?
like 1, 1,
Yeah.
1, 1? Yeah.
That's what I think.
I feel like, I don't know what you've come up with, but mine are more...
If they're exactly the same, this would be hilarious.
Well, mine are more kind of general bits of advice. It's
Yeah.
not kind of specifically, you should do this with your nutrition, you should do this with your training, because let's be honest, everyone's going to have completely different goals. So mine are quite general, but they are things that I would say the 3 big things I've learned on my fitness journey that still ring true to this day, that I still have to remind myself of, but are so important nevertheless. So let's start with the first one.
It's a good place to start.
Yeah. Okay. Number 1, don't rely on motivation.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very valid.
It's, and like you said, people that might be starting out or wanting to start in the new year, or even been training for years, you'll probably be able to relate to this in some way, that motivation does not stay forever. Even if you have a coach and you think, yes, this is going to be the one thing that's going to keep me motivated, it won't. It might do for the first 12 weeks when it's really exciting. You've got your new plans, you've got the accountability, maybe they've got an app, it's all fun and exciting. I promise you at some point, the motivation will still dip. That's not because you've got a bad coach. It's just what happens.
The funny thing about motivation is usually you're motivated before you do the thing that you wanted to do. So in terms of coaching, you're motivated enough to contact a coach. You're motivated enough to start training, start following the thing. However it works, get involved in the program a bit. So your motivation starts much before you've actually started your journey. You could argue that the start, when your motivation starts, that's when your journey starts, because it's kind of like a prelude.
I think it is, because when people book a call, for example, with me,
before they've even booked the call, they're motivated enough to go out there, research, have a look, and try and contact you. That's the motivation. So
it's then the actual doing it that can be difficult, and
which is discipline, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. I shared a quote on my Instagram this week that was, the pain of self-discipline will never be as great as the pain of regret. And I was like, yeah, that's so true, because self-discipline is hard. It's not easy to be disciplined, but the pain of that will never be as great as the pain if you regret never starting or never doing the things you want to do. So yeah, don't rely on motivation, because you will have days where it is the last thing you want to do. We have days like that, and we are fitness coaches and we are in love with the gym. Like it's for me, it's my favorite part of the day, but that doesn't mean that I am motivated every day. There's some days where I just can't be bothered and I'm really tired and I've had a long day at work, but motivation isn't why I go. It's because I am disciplined. It's because I'm committed to achieving my goals and I'm dedicated to it.
And you want to see me?
Yeah, and that helps. If you've got a crush at the gym, try and go at the same time as them, and that will definitely get you there. But yeah, do you agree with that one?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that people think motivation is a lot bigger than what it is, but it is the discipline. It's turning up every day when you don't want to, and it doesn't just refer to the gym. Those of you who are runners out there know how hard it is to get up in the morning before work when it's dark and it's cold and it's wet, and put your running shoes on and go out and run.
Well, even get to the gym, it's the same thing. It is dark, it is cold, and also the nights are drawing in at the moment as well. So it's dark at 4:00. So if you don't finish work till 5, 6, God, it feels like the middle of the night. And again, we are so fortunate that we have slightly more flexible schedules and we can train normally in the day. But I really, really take my hat off to the people that do get up early in the morning and go, or go in the evening when it's dark and it's cold and you've had a 11-hour day, you know, that is amazing, and that is what will pay off.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
Cool. Short and sweet. What's your
Nice.
first one?
So my first one is that find the type of training or the type of diet and nutrition that you enjoy. And you might not find it straight away. You might try a few different things, but you have to find the ones that you enjoy, because otherwise you won't do them.
Yeah. I love that.
And you won't be disciplined.
Yeah. And I think even broader than that, it's just try to enjoy the journey. And enjoying the journey obviously comes under actually enjoying the training that you're doing, and whatever method. What?
I'm trying to put it down carefully.
It's fine, it won't pick that up, I don't think. Yeah, I say that to my clients all the time. The more you stress yourself out about getting results and doing this, doing that, the slower your progress is going to be, because it's just so stressful and you're just anxious all the time. But if you just let that go and try to enjoy the process, enjoy the journey of getting there, it's that cliche quote that's like, it's not just about the end destination, it's about the journey.
About the journey. Yeah, absolutely. And it's got me through a lot of times when I've not enjoyed my training. Well, there you go. When I've not wanted to train, and I've changed things or changed my outlook on it, and it's made me enjoy it again. It's given me a purpose to go and, you know, try and hit that PB again, or try and do something different that I've not done for a long time, or try and do something that I've never done. You know, it's giving you those options to find something you're good at, and ultimately you're going to enjoy that if you're good at it.
Yeah, but like you said, that might not always come.
It won't come
away.
immediately. No,
you won't be good at, if let's say it is, I don't know, CrossFit or powerlifting, whatever it is that you want to try, you're not going to be good at it at first. It's going to be hard.
And it comes down, you know, if I go back to runners, for example, if you are, if you try and run, no one enjoys running in the first go.
I don't, on however many goes I've tried.
But if you do it, if you keep going and you get fitter,
yeah,
and then you can run a bit faster, you can run a bit further, it becomes a whole lot more enjoyable.
Of course, yeah.
So, you know, if you'd have just done it to the point where you're like, if you don't enjoy it, as you were saying, you don't enjoy running, you don't run. You could do other things.
But
do you enjoy cycling?
I don't. Is that a question to me?
Well, yeah.
Absolutely not. Oh. It's the most painful sport.
Cycling?
Yeah. On the old...
Oh, right, yeah, no.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, create a... I
thought you meant like when you fall off or something, you know. I was like, well, yeah, that's quite
painful. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I probably haven't committed to like running or cycling long enough to start enjoying it. But also, I found what I enjoy. I absolutely love lifting weights. So I don't really feel the need to go out and try something else. I've found what works for me. I probably will at some point. At some point, I'll probably get to the point where I'm like, I'm just not enjoying this anymore, and I'll want to change it up. When that time comes, I will. But yeah, and I think that's a really good point as well, because I think a lot of people think, oh, I've got to do that because that person does that and I want to look like that, so that's what I need to do. Or everyone's doing that, so I should probably do that. But if you do it and you hate it, obviously there's two sides to it. If you do it and you hate it, that might just be because it's new and you might need to give it some time.
Yeah.
But also, if you do give it the time it deserves and you still hate it, don't put yourself through the torture of it.
No,
Try
exactly.
something different.
Try something else, yeah.
You can get to your goal in many ways. You just got to find whatever it is that you enjoy and works for you.
Yeah.
Good one. I like it.
Good. What's your number 2?
Okay, my number 2 is, I feel like mine are really like, they're like quotes sort of thing, but they have meaning. Okay, so strive for consistency over perfection.
Yeah. What do I always say to you?
Don't let perfection be the enemy of good.
Yes.
And I think we said that last week, didn't we?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and that's kind of the same thing. I think we did kind of, I won't go into it too much because I think we did touch on this last week, but essentially it's that all or nothing thing again. It's like only feeling like you can do it if you're going to be perfect at it. And that can be the one thing that actually holds you back further, because perfection doesn't exist. You don't need to be perfect to get great results. You just need to be consistent.
And I mean, who do you know who's perfect in terms of a gym setting?
I guess that word perfect
or health and fitness setting.
Perfect means something different for everyone, doesn't it?
Exactly.
So
there's
success.
no right or wrong answer. There's so many different disciplines in terms of health and fitness. You know, are you someone who does cardio? Are you someone who does, primarily cardio? So are you a runner? Are you a cyclist? Are you a bodybuilder? Are you a power lifter? Are you a weightlifter? Are you someone who does CrossFit? Mixture of both? Who's perfect in regards to that in the long term? Yeah, of course you could point some fingers and be like, oh, there, but me pointing fingers at some sort of bodybuilder going like, well, he's got the perfect physique, but actually they've got the perfect cardiovascular system, and they've got the perfect this, or their technique's amazing. You can't, there's no right or wrong answer there.
It's like comparing apples to pears.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't do that. Yeah, but I just think as long as you are consistently showing up day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, it's okay if you're not perfect. It's okay if you slip up some days. It's okay if you miss a couple of training sessions. It's okay if you go overboard on the weekend now and then. Like, it's the consistency that matters, not being perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you're starting your fitness journey, don't let as soon as you have a moment that you don't feel is perfect stop you and make you throw everything away and give up because you think, oh God, I'm rubbish at this. There's no point in trying. If I'm not going to do it properly, there's no point. But it's okay. Like, consistency, not perfection.
Which quite nicely brings me on to my second one.
Can I just quickly say, we haven't discussed these as well.
No.
So if they're not all three the same, I'm going to be very impressed.
Which actually mine's just kind of gone blank as soon as you
Oh shit,
said
sorry,
that.
I interrupted you. Did you not write them down?
No, I had them in my head. Planning. Not perfect though.
Do you want me to give my third one?
No, so I'll just go with a different one. So when things do get tough, find someone to train with. I've definitely had it in the past where I've not enjoyed my training. I've found it really hard to motivate myself to go.
It's like accountability.
Yeah, and it is, but it's also, it links back to that. Not every session is going to be perfect. You have to enjoy it. You know, I've trained with friends who I have, we didn't know necessarily what we were doing. The sessions definitely weren't perfect. Barely able to actually get through a whole session because we just spent the whole time talking and things. But I've also had sessions where we've both been so on it and we've both been able to push ourselves harder, and having that person to, I guess, keep you accountable or even push you that little bit harder, motivate you to lift that little bit more, especially if they are someone who is of equal or maybe they're a little bit stronger than you, maybe they're a little bit faster, and having that sort of, oh, do you know what, I need to beat them. It's that competitive edge, like,
yeah,
within reason. Obviously if someone's a lot stronger, don't try and lift the same weight as them. It's probably not going to go well, but it's having that balance of being able to go, do you know what, I've enjoyed the session, I've pushed myself harder than I probably would have done if I was on my own.
Yeah.
Conversely, I do also really like training on my own, but I appreciate that training with someone's a luxury a lot of the time.
But I think, you could link that into having some sort of accountability, having a training buddy to get you to go even when you don't feel like it, when you're at home.
And this is, from a gym scenario, this is where group exercise really, really helps people, because they are a part of that community group. There's a lot of gyms out there now that they've built their packages on the idea of a community. Look at F45. Look at all the CrossFit gyms across the world. There are some of the best communities you could probably have in a gym, because they are just so, like, everyone's doing it together. That's the whole point. Everyone's together.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I like it. I feel like that would have really helped me in the beginning as well. I feel like now I'm at a point where I do like training with friends now and then, but as you said, oftentimes you kind of just end up chatting away and you lose your focus a little bit. So I do like training on my own now, but at the start, yeah, if you're just getting into it, definitely a good idea. And like you said, like if you've just got home from a really long day at work and it's dark and it's cold and it's raining and your friend messages you and says, come on, let's just
spin class tonight, let's go.
Let's just get it done together.
Yeah.
Maybe even go for a little, well, maybe not a coffee if it's in the evening, but, you know, maybe do something together afterwards, or I don't know.
Nando's.
Yeah, get a little bit of food together after, but it'll give you that incentive to get up and go, and it will make it more interesting for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Good one.
What's your number 3?
Oh, my mum's just texted me. Oh, it's about your Christmas present. I better just reply.
On the podcast?
Yeah.
Probably.
You know, we've only got a few weeks till Christmas. We've got to get on that. Okay, so my last one, which I feel like would have rounded things out nicely, but I think you have one more, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, so my last one is trust the process.
Nice, yeah.
Because we live in a world where we want things immediately. We get everything immediately. We can literally order food without having to leave our sofas. Amazon Prime can come the same day if you order early enough. Like, it comes in like 8 hours. It's mental.
Although I've had an Amazon package which was due to arrive yesterday, didn't turn up, and then they said it couldn't be delivered. And then I had
one of my Christmas presents.
Yeah, and then the same, it was supposed to be redelivered today and it didn't turn up today. So actually that's not too happy at the moment.
Calling Amazon out there.
Yeah. They're
God,
where
I hope
everyone
it
knows
arrives. That's awful.
Yeah.
Well, I've always had a great experience with Amazon Prime. Anyway, besides the point, we're so used to getting things straight away.
Yeah.
It's the same with getting results, you know, losing body fat, building muscle, whatever it is. You go to the gym, you come home, you look in the mirror and you expect to see results. I get it, like, of course, but it just doesn't happen that way. And you have to actually, I guess this is kind of 2 points in one. Trust the process and be okay with delayed gratification, because you don't see results straight away. It takes time. And as I said before, you have to be willing to go week after week, month after month, year after year. Like, you just have to be, they all link together. You have to be consistent. And if you can be, the results will come, but you have to trust the process. If you feel like giving up, or you feel like what you're doing isn't working, it might just be that you haven't given it enough time. Trust the process, stick with it, and the results will come.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I see it time and time again. People start training or start trying to progress in their fitness journey, but they hit the first hurdle and then they're like, oh, it's not working for me. I can't lose the weight, or I can't build muscle. A lot of lads are like that. They're like, oh, I just can't. No matter how much I eat, I'm eating so much food. Eat more. You know, I can't seem to lose weight. I'm really struggling. Like, no matter how little I eat less. Like, eat less, move a bit more. It's obviously that is the basis of it all. There are cases where that's slightly different, and there might be things that you have to do, obviously. But for the most part, yeah, it's very straightforward, and the process just takes a little bit of time. And it's hard. I get it. It's very difficult sometimes. Week on week, you weigh yourself 1 week and the scale weight hasn't moved, and you're going, oh, for God's sake! Like I've done everything that I was supposed to do. Guarantee if you try the next week, if you are in a calorie deficit and you're trying to lose weight, and you try the next week and you do everything the same the next week, your weight should go down. If it doesn't, there's probably something wrong with the process you're using in the first place. So ask for help.
Yeah.
Or if you got help, ask for someone else's help. Because they probably aren't doing it right.
But there is two sides of it, like you say. It can either be that what you're doing actually isn't working, and that's something to obviously be aware of and to look at. But also there is the other side of it, not to jump the gun straight away because you think something isn't working and making all these changes when actually you just need to trust the process and stick with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, especially building muscle, and especially for women, it's hard to build muscle for anyone, but it's even harder for women, and it takes the longest time. It's so frustrating. It can be really demoralizing when you feel like you're not getting anywhere. I've been training for years, but also you have to be willing to do what it takes to get there too.
Yeah.
Like building muscle, you've got to eat a lot of food for most of us.
You've got to get a little bit fluffy, really.
Yeah.
You know, unless you want it, the process to take even longer, you're going to be in a calorie surplus. So in that case, you're going to be putting on some weight, some body fat, and that's okay. That's absolutely okay.
I've just thought of another one that links really well to what we're saying. Can I say it now?
Yeah, of course. Go for it.
Sorry, I feel like I'm just like reeling off the quotes, but these things have genuinely helped me so much. So on that note of feeling fluffy, get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that doesn't just go for trying to build muscle when, like you say, you're in a calorie surplus. You do get a little bit fluffy. You might gain a little bit of weight and it might feel a bit uncomfortable. You have to go through that uncomfortable stage to get to where you want to get to. But it's the same in any situation. If you want to start training, if you really want to start the gym, New Year comes around and you feel so anxious about the gym, as we've spoken about in another episode, that's a really uncomfortable feeling. Gym fear is horrible. Whatever it is that you're feeling uncomfortable about, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's new. It's a change. Get comfortable with that feeling because
it's going to be busy. It's going to be, it's going to be uncomfortable. Yeah. We spoke about this in the first episode, I think, feeling uncomfortable, starting a new gym. You know, if you haven't watched that yet, go watch it because we do speak about that kind of experience and how.
It's episode 1, actually.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
We're not tired.
Yeah, you do. You know, we've all had that experience.
It's stepping outside your comfort zone, isn't it?
Which, again, brings me to my last one, which I have remembered this time.
Well done.
It's not really advice. It's more something to consider. Everyone has started, from the beginning.
Everyone starts somewhere.
Yeah, everyone started from the beginning somewhere. You know, at some time.
Yeah.
And
such a good one.
We were all
newbies.
Newbies in the gym. That massive guy that you see, that massive woman, you know, the ones who like throwing weights around the gym floor or like sprinting up and down the track with a sled and loads of weight on it, and it's scary, and you don't know who they are, and they just absolutely look mad. They were in the same position you were when they first started out.
In any environment, I guess, as well. Like you said, running.
Yeah.
Say you want to get into swimming and you look at someone in the other lane
and they're like blasting up and down the pool.
Absolutely smashing it.
Yeah.
They're breathing just right. Technique is
Doggy
amazing.
paddles going next. You're like,
and you're just trying to stay above the water. Like, yeah. That person wasn't like that at the beginning.
Yeah. They started from the beginning, the same place you did, same as Drake. Started from the bottom.
Now we're here.
And it's worth noting that everyone's journey is very different. The people who are further along their journey than you have just done it for longer, or they've probably been a little bit more disciplined in that journey to get to where they are now. And that's all it takes, is that discipline.
Yeah.
God, these have merged quite nicely together.
Yeah, I feel like this really sums up what I've learned across my fitness journey.
Yeah, everything.
There's probably more, but
everything connects.
These are the really, really key lessons I've learned, and we're still learning, obviously now. Like I learn something new every day, but those things, if I'd known them when I started, I think would have really helped, and I hope they do help some people. Yeah,
so do I. And if there are any subjects for future episodes you'd like us to touch on, just send us a message.
Yeah, definitely.
Leave a comment.
Speaking of, do we have some listeners' messages today?
Yeah, I've got 2 actually.
You've got some, because I don't have any, so I'm glad you've got some.
They are,
Come on, guys. Why have I not got any? DM me your stories so that I can read some out.
Let me just find one of them. So this one is from...
Have they said keep it anonymous, or?
I'm going to keep it anonymous anyway.
Okay.
This one's vile. It's so...
Did you say it's vile?
Yeah, it's so... it's short, sharp and sweet.
Okay.
So we put up a Instagram post the other day and asked what your embarrassing gym stories And the response I got from this one was, I farted in the squat rack before, walked away, and then... Where's it gone? No. Hang on. Here we go. Oh, I've got a couple. Farted in the squat rack before,
No, I don't.
walked away, then saw someone smell it, and it was bad.
That's disgusting.
Imagine walking over to like a squat rack and like no one was there, and you just walk over. There's just horrible
Just
smell.
crop dusted someone.
Is it even cropped? Because you didn't even like walk past. It was there, and then just like went, just dropped gut, and then just left.
Oh, what did you just say? That's vile. That's disgusting. What did you just say?
Dropped guts.
Never say that ever again.
Okay.
Oh my god, I feel really gross. That's vile. Boys vile. Go on then, next one.
Okay.
That's vile.
This one's from Caden. Oh, I miss Caden. Hope you're having a great time travelling, mate. Heavy lap pulled up. I think I remember seeing this actually. I didn't know about the last bit. There's a theme to these. Heavy lap pull down set in Everlast. Seat collapsed and I fell off and farted really loud. Sorry, Caden, I've absolutely outed you there.
Are you sure you didn't want that to be anonymous?
Well, it's too late now.
Sorry, what?
Heavy lap pull down set in Everlast. Seat collapsed and I fell off and farted really loud. Just fell off and...
What?
Was it... Like, did people hear it? I don't know.
Well,
Like,
he might have had his headphones in and then you don't know.
maybe, but
I don't know what's more embarrassing.
I remember seeing Caden in the gym once, and he was on, the lap, not the lap pull down, the one next to it. It's this machine.
Oh, yeah.
The seat went down, and he was sat on it, and it just went and just dropped all the way down.
I mean, that in itself is
So
embarrassing.
that could have been that time, but didn't know necessarily that he farted. So you might be alright if it was that time.
Hilarious is that the stories I have all been from girls.
Yeah.
And the ones you've got are obviously from boys who are just farting all over the place. Vile.
I don't know if I can read this.
Maybe
one,
it was
'cause
like the shock.
It's outing me as a bit of a. I was. It's on film as well. This Tommy.
Callum, keep these anonymous.
No one knows who Tommy is, except for everyone who knows who Tommy is.
Start again. Keep it anonymous because people that actually go to our gym might not want to be named.
This one's not bad. It's not bad.
Right.
One time I asked Callum to spot me on a machine shoulder press, and he just held it down.
Yeah, you do that all the time. He always does that. It's so annoying. He'll pretend to spot you and he'll just put all of his body weight on the machine and you're like, what is going on? And he's just holding the weight down so that you can't actually do anything.
It's time under tension, isn't it?
No.
Just constant tension.
Poor lad.
He was alright. He was filming it as well. So he did have a laugh. But I just remember him just suddenly couldn't lift the weight he was lifting a minute ago that he just needed a spot for.
That's not how you spot people.
No, obviously.
Everyone.
I looked after him afterwards. I spotted him properly after, obviously.
That's funny.
Okay, so my last one is... I'm going to tell it from my perspective.
Oh, were you there?
I was there. I was on the City Calf race. This particular person was on the squat rack doing probably heavy singles. So, single rep, very heavy weight. And I might be mistaken there. Let me know if I am. And I had my headphones on. All I remember, he was filming it as well, actually. So it's quite
Oh my God,
funny.
imagine. We need people to start sending in the evidence. This is funny.
Yeah, there's a lot of these that have been filmed. And so I was just doing my set, and as he came back up, he re-racked the weight, but went too hard into the squat rack, and it bounced off. And then the weight just carried him, and he just went over backwards and just collapsed on the floor.
No.
Yeah. And I turned around. I turned around, and there was just like this, lad on the floor on this like weight. I was like, what the hell just happened?
That's so dangerous. Wait, so the barbell just like didn't...
Well, as
It
he
just
went
sort
to
of
rack
fell-
it,
He just missed it.
no, he hit it, but he went in too hard, so it bounced back off.
And then he went with
And
the
then
barbell.
he went with it. Yeah.
Did he hurt himself?
No, he was fine. I think he was just a bit
Brush
embarrassed.
it off.
Just a bit embarrassed. But I turned around and obviously he's just like on his on his back,
Oh, bless
like just rolling
him.
around over there.
God, the gym is actually quite a dangerous place. You've got to be careful.
It was funny though.
There was
He
some good
laughed off, and
stories.
obviously because he filmed it, it was good. I don't think he farted.
He might have
He
done.
might have done.
Do boys just like
Everyone
fart
else did
whenever
at this
things go
point.
wrong? Like,
Whenever things go wrong,
Is that
when
just
we're a
like-
bit scared or
embarrassed.
yeah, that's girls. Girls fart when they're a bit scared or they,
Do they?
yeah, or they get tickled or
I don't know. I don't.
yeah.
No. Have you got any stories about yourself, like having any?
No, I don't make mistakes in the gym.
Yeah, I don't think I have any messages this week, which is a real shame. So, if any gals want to share,
If any gals out there are farting in the gym and
yeah,
walking
share
away,
it with us. We want to know.
we don't. But
We don't want this to become a podcast about your bowels.
yeah, about people farting in the gym.
But you know, if it happened, it's funny and we'd love to hear it. So yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got some facts for today?
I do this week. In fact, have some facts about
In fact, have some facts.
the ancient Olympics. Because
Oh no,
Lucy and
don't
I,
embarrass me.
Lucy and I were watching a show on Netflix the other day.
It's the Fred, Gino, and Gordon
Fred, Gino,
one.
yeah, Gordon, Gino, and Fred, or
It's
whatever
hilarious.
it's called. And they were in Greece, and they went to basically where the ancient Greeks used to
Where the first
do
Olympic
the
stadium
Olympics.
is, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And
What did I say?
she was like, "What actually is the Olympics or the ancient
I
Olympics?"
think it's something like. Is that where it started or something?
No, you
or-
didn't. You didn't know what the ancient Olympics were.
Well, I didn't know that it like started in one place. I didn't know how it started. I didn't know
Yeah.
that it started in one place.
So I thought
and
I'd basically give you some facts about the ancient Olympics.
Do you know what Callum said to me on the weekend? I can't remember what I said, but he just went, "It's a really good job that you're pretty."
Yeah.
One of those backhanded compliments, I think. But
So
no, I know about the stuff I need to know about.
just about.
Yeah.
So the Olympics that we know and love today came from the ancient Greek festival dating all the way back to 776 BC, around 3,000 years ago.
Wow.
Um,
So they created the Olympics.
yes.
Wow.
Do you know what the other one was? It was the Colosseum. And you were like, what's that for?
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be on a different one. We'll have to go through all that now. But yeah,
I just don't I don't think I got taught that at school. And sorry that I don't spend my days reading up about what happened at the Colosseum.
it's pretty common knowledge.
So obviously not to me.
Okay. So, the ancient Olympic Games were to honour the Greek god Zeus, who's like, do you know who Zeus is? You've watched Hercules, yeah?
No, but I know who Zeus is.
You've not watched Hercules?
No.
Disney's Hercules.
Do you know what? No.
I'm shocked.
You look disappointed.
I am disappointed. That's crazy.
God, sorry.
Okay, well, that's something.
History wasn't my favourite subject.
That's something we're going to have to do.
God.
So there were no team sports at the ancient Olympics, not like there are today. So it was all just individual competitors.
Mm-hmm.
The games initially started as short foot races around 200 metres to keep men fit for war.
Wow.
The tracks were straight lines and were wide enough to fit around 20 men to run side by side. Greek men actually ran these races naked.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, make sure they weren't cheating or something. Not sure.
Interesting.
They were less prude those days, weren't they?
That's so funny. Surely that was quite uncomfortable for their private
Yeah.
area. Just swinging around.
Yeah. Flapping.
Ooh, ouch.
Might put off your competitor.
Yeah, but it's like girls running without sports bra. That'd be so uncomfortable.
Yeah. Maybe they're allowed to strap it down.
All right, I think that's enough of that.
There you go. They're my facts about ancient Olympics.
I mean, I genuinely am learning.
That's good. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
This whole podcast is just a way for us to teach Lucy things.
Maybe I should come up with some facts that you don't know.
Yeah. All right, let's do that. Next week you can come up with facts.
I feel like this isn't a podcast for random facts. This is
Next
a podcast
week,
about fitness.
Next week you can come up with some facts.
Wow, I think that probably brings episode 5 to an end.
Yeah, it's been shorter than most of them.
Yeah, I think it's been short, sharp, and sweet.
Short.
Try that again.
Short, sharp. She's still thinking about the farts.
Short. Wait.
Short, sharp, and sweet.
God, that's a bit of a tongue twister. Short, sharp, and sweet.
Yes. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, it's as we said at the start, it's always really nice when we do hear from people who say how much they enjoyed listening, and send us some messages, send us your gym fails, or maybe you've witnessed a gym fail, maybe you walked into a squat rack and smelt someone's fart, or
maybe
if you
shit yourself in the gym.
Yeah, try and stay away from the poos and the farts.
Bring him on.
And then if you do have any subject areas you'd like us to talk about,
or remember any questions like fitness woes that we could do a whole section on, kind of answering your
questions,
concerns.
Yeah, absolutely.
Questions.
And we will keep it all anonymous. I know we don't sometimes, but usually I don't.
But if you do specifically want it to be, maybe just drop that in the message.
Yeah.
It to be. We'll put a little question box up this week. Maybe we'll do one for questions and then one for your stories, so you can get involved. But yeah, thank you so much for listening, and we'll hopefully catch you in the next episode.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.